GMOG Sports TV, back with another one. All right, so social media. I've been checking out Twitter and Instagram stories, stuff like that regarding Anthony Joshua. Apparently, he's in the U.S. looking for a new trainer. Now, I have not heard officially that he's actually dropped or sacked Rob McCracken. I have not heard that officially, but he is definitely in the U.S. He's been in Canelo's gym, right, with Eddie Reynoso. He's seen Virgil Hunter. He's seen Ronnie Shields. He's seen who else he's seen? I don't think he went to the Crunk gym, but some other folks that I forget to mention. But he's definitely looking for another trainer, and I got some thoughts in terms of, what kind of trainer he needs, because he definitely needs a new trainer. I've been saying that since this is even before he fought Ruiz. I said, AJ needs a new trainer because, McCracken is too complacent. He's too complacent, too complacent, too nonchalant. With the type of personality that AJ is, he is a student that likes to continue to soak up information, right? And the thing that resonates with me with Anthony Joshua, he always says that he continues to learn to get better, right? He's like, every fight is a sparring session. He learns from every fight. So he always wants to continue to get better, which is great, right? And he needs a coach that's going to be that's basically going to instill new information, but how he receives it, right, is another thing. He needs to have a more aggressive coach, I think. More aggressive, more assertive in the teachings of, just boxing in general, right? Because, AJ strikes me as basically off of interviews. Of course, I don't know the guy personally, but based off interviews, stuff like that, he definitely is just a nonchalant regular guy. He needs somebody that's going to just bring that intensity up, bring that I'm gonna say this, just the old Anthony Joshua, the Joshua that fought Dillian White, the Joshua that fought Klitschko, right? The one that just was, he was definitely calculated, but he was a calculated killer, boxer, puncher, right? And of course, that mentality shifted because of the Andy Ruiz loss. It shifted. Now he's a lot more cautious, doesn't want to be caught, right? So how do you get that back? I think it's more mental than physical, right? I think it's way more mental than physical with AJ. And he needs a coach that's going to bring that out of him, And I'm going to go to the Wilder versus Fury fight, especially with Wilder, right? Wilder got a new coach, of course, Malik Scott. I think, contrary to popular belief, especially for me, I think it was the right decision for Wilder to hire Malik Scott, right? Because it meshes with his personality. Again, like I said, Wilder wants yes men. Wilder wants people around him that's going to coddle and accept his behavior. But at the same time, he needed a coach that's going to bring other things out of him that hasn't been presented yet, which is what Malik Scott did, or at least attempted to do. That was the game plan, right? And it did not happen. It only lasted for about a round and a half in terms of his game plan, where he wanted to initiate a body attack against Fury, right? And it didn't last but a round or 2 rounds tops. 2 rounds tops, and then after that, the game plan went out the window. He reverted back to what he knows best. Now, that's mental. That's mental. How do you correct that? How do you make sure that stays in place when things go rough when AJ fights Usyk again, it gets clipped like he did the first fight, because he will get clipped again. They have a new game plan, right? He gets with the coach, whatever the coach he decides to get. They have a new game plan. They want to implement the game plan, but in the real time decision where he gets clipped again, will he revert back to what he knows best, or will he continue with the game plan that they sought after, right? Making adjustments, in-ring adjustments. That separates greats. That separates the good fighters from the great fighters, is making in-ring adjustments. Can AJ do that? That's what Fury did, right? Against Wilder. Fury made an adjustment based off what was told to him, right? In terms of Fury, after he got knocked down twice in that round, which was, I forgot what round it was. But after he got knocked down twice, right? He was told to start using his jab. He made an adjustment and he listened, and guess what? That jab pretty much nullified Wilder's right hand, right? He couldn't do anything because it maintained distance for Fury against Wilder. Making those in-ring adjustments and listening to your coach after adversity, right? That's what Fury did against Wilder. Can AJ do that when he faces adversity against Usyk, because he will, and he survives? Can he make those adjustments, those in-ring adjustments, whether on his own or with his coach's discretion? That's what needs to be instilled in Wilder. That's what needs to be implemented in Wilder. Wilder needs a, I'm going to make a technology reference. Wilder needs a software upgrade. I think his physical, his body, his frame, everything is just, is perfect. As close to perfect as you can. His problem is his software is outdated with McCracken. So he needs a coach that's going to upgrade his software with the latest and greatest updates, features, right? Just like an iPhone, iOS update. There's a new feature for which I haven't even used yet. It's called live texting, right? You can text live, stuff like that. Also, there's another feature where you can, like, when you mute your call, it makes a sound, it makes a noise indicator. I just got an indicator on my phone now, right, from a text message. So my point is that he needs a software update that's going to have these adjustments, that's going to have these things that's going to help him during a fight, and it stays implemented, and he doesn't veer off a game plan based off of adversity, right? So as far as coaches are concerned, right, I think all of those coaches he decided to visit are great. They are great coaches, man. There's no slouches in these coaches. Ada Reynoso, Rojo Hunter, Ronnie Shields, right? I hope he sees Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks is a good coach as well, because he coached, of course, Klitschko. You know, even George Foreman. George Foreman wanted to coach AJ. So on and so forth, man. All these guys are great. And you know, I don't have a dog in this race. You know, I believe it's just about chemistry, and I believe, again, going back to the reference of software update, he needs a coach that's going to upgrade his software. Upgrade it to the latest and greatest features, right? And so whatever coach he decides to go to, I just hope they have chemistry, upgrades AJ software, where he remains consistent in his game plan against Usyk, right? That's what I want to see, right? So at the end of the day, man, you know, it's a good thing that AJ decides to go ahead and get a new coach. I think it's a great thing. I want him to succeed, man, because, you know, even like I said, when he lost to Usyk, man, it was like people were more disappointed than anything. because they want to see AJ win. Because AJ is the cash cow in the heavyweight division in terms of bringing buzz to the seats, right? Bringing attention to boxing, because he has that it factor, right? And no slouch to Usyk at all. Usyk is a great fighter, 2-time division champion, future Hall of Famer, right? But he doesn't have that it factor because he's from another country, doesn't speak English, and he doesn't bring buzz to the seats. So that's the big problem. He doesn't have that star power like AJ. So at the end of the day, man, like I said, I wish AJ the best. Whatever coach he decides to go with, man, it just hope, again, chemistry and software updates. That's what he needs. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that, family. Leave your comments down below, family. Till next time, signing out. Peace.